Hey all, welcome back. In the previous video, we have already seen that how we can use the mv command in our infrastructure. Now we will gonna see that how to use copy command in Linux environment. In order to do that, let's first create a new file. Let's see that what are the different file are already exist in the share path. So currently we do have these files in this particular folder. Let's create a new one called test. So in order to create a new file, the command is touch space test. It will gonna create a new file with the name called test. If you see that there is a new file is existing now. Now create a new folder as well. Let's go ahead and create mkdir new folder as copy test, and it will gonna create a new folder within this particular folder. Now let's copy the test file into the new folder that what we have created. In order to do that, the command is copy space the file name test, and where you want to copy this file, copy test. This is the folder space. Once you press enter, it will gonna automatically copy the file for you. Sorry, the command is cp, not copy. It will gonna automatically copy the file from one space to the another one. Now let's go back to the folder and test that whether we are able to see the new file over there or not. Let's go to cd /copy desktop. We have newly created a new folder, copy test, and ls. You will be able to see that the new file has been copied over there. Now if you go back to the previous folder, and you will be able to see that this file is already exist over there. So it work like the same way that your Windows platform have it. If you move, it work as a cut command. If you use a copy command, it will just gonna create a replica of the same one wherever you want it. Thank you. Hey all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will gonna discuss that how we can use the ls command in the Linux platform. For any command in the Linux platform, if you need any more information, you can always go back to that one and type --help. It will gonna show you all the arguments this particular command will gonna support with the different syntax, and you can play around with this, and it also shows the definition of each and every one, how to use it and where to use it. So now suppose if we do have a folder or files whose permissions and different details we want to verify, the first command we can always go back and write ls. It will gonna show you what are the different files and folder. Whatever the blue color ones, they are the folder. Whatever the white color are, they are the files in your particular folder. Now the another command what we have it is ls-l, which is pretty much commonly used. If you type this command, it will gonna show you what is the current read write operations user has it, who is the owner of that file, what is the file size, when this file has been created, and what are the timings, or give it with the timestamp on this particular one. Now there is another command as well, ls-la. If you see that there is a small difference between both of them, the only difference is it will gonna show you the hidden file as well in this particular folder. So by using the ls command, you can check the folder properties and its detail, similar like your Windows platform. Thank you. Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Let's see today that how we can create the folder in the Linux operating system using the mkdir option, and what are the different ways of doing it. The first thing, let's go to our desktop, and let's say my desktop is cd/home, and currently you will be able to see that these are the existing folder in my desktop. Let's see that if you want to create a new folder, in order to do that, the command is mkdir, and let's say we will gonna create a new folder, test new. That is our new folder. The moment I click enter, it will gonna create the new folder on the desktop. Let's see whether we are able to see it or not. If you see it here, that you will be see that there's a new folder with the test new will gonna come up. Now let's create multiple folders using the mkdir command. Let's say if we want to create multiple folders at the same time, let's say P, and if you want to create multiple folders within a folder, or if you want to create a hierarchy, let's say the first folder name is 1 and we want to create a folder 2 within the folder 1, and we want to create a folder 3 within the folder 2. So that's the command for that. And let's see that we are able to see our folder or not. You will be able to see that folder 1 has been created. Now let's see that if we are able to see the folder 2 and folder 3 as well within the folder 1. Let's go to folder 1 and we'll say ls. You will be able to see that the folder 2 has been created. And let's see that if we go inside the folder 2, we are able to see that there is a folder 3 has been created as per our requirement. So here you go. So this is the way we usually create the folders with the parent architecture in our environment. Suppose if we want to create multiple folders on our desktop at the same time, and we doesn't need to run the mkdir command. So for that one is mkdir space, and if you want to create a new folder called 88 and 90, just put the space in between them and just press enter, and you will be able to see that in our current present working directory there are two more folders has been created, 88 and 90. That is one way of doing it. Let's see that if we want to create, or if we want to go back to the desktop and create something on that one. So let's create a new one, mkdir, with a parent one. Parent, if we want to create, suppose say January, and we want to create something new in it called February. Similarly, we want to create another one folder called May, and inside the May we want to create December. So that's the way we usually create. You will be able to see the January and May, the primary folders are here. And let's see that if we are able to see the folder within them. Let's say in January, if we are able to see February, yes, you will be able to see that the February folder has been created within the January account. Thank you. Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Today we will gonna see that how we can use the move command in our Linux platform. In order to do that, what we have already created a new folder called copy. In order to create a folder, the command is mkdir copy. That's our folder name is. Let's go ahead and see that if there is a new folder with the name copy has been created. Since we already have it, that's why it says it cannot create a new one. Let's create a new file here on the desktop called touch as test for copy, and that's our new file. And if we see that, we are able to see that this file is currently on our desktop. Now let's move this file from the desktop to your folder. In order to do that, the command is move space the folder or the file name that what you have. In our scenario, the file name is test for copy, and we want to move this particular file to the copy folder. Once you do that, it will gonna automatically copy this file. Now let's go to this particular folder and see that whether this particular file has been copied over there or not. In order to do that, let's go to our desktop, and then we have created a folder called copy. Let's see ls, and you will be able to see that now there is a file has been copied with test for copy. Just in case if we want to change the name of this particular file from test for copy to I'll say test1, just in case if you want to change the file name, mv command can also be used in order to change name. So write mv test for copy, that's our file name is. And suppose if I want to make a file name as 1, so I'll just gonna put 1 or whatever the new file name is and press enter. Now if I'll go back and see that, you will be able to see that the test for copy name file has been changed to 1. That's the way we usually use the mv command in our Linux platform. Thank you. So let's go to your Kali Linux. And let's create a new file. Let's say we have created a new file called test1, and we will gonna go ahead and compress this file now and put a password on top of it. You can use the same thing for any WinRAR, WinZip, PDF file which is protected with the password. I'm setting up a password for you and you can see it from here. So this is the password. We're gonna put it here and we're gonna say create. Once this particular zip file has been created, if you try to open it, you will see that it's asking for a password. And most of the time, if you do not have the password, you cannot open it. So one way of cracking the password is just go ahead and use an application called Zip2John. And over here, we have created a new file with called test1.zip, and we will gonna redirect this data to another file on the desktop. So let's say password hash dot txt. So it will gonna put the hash value from this particular compressed file on this particular text file, which is password dot txt. Now let's go ahead and let's see that how we can crack that hash value. In order to do that, we will gonna invoke this application called John, and we have to select the password hash.txt. Next thing, we have to go and find a word list. Either you can get this word list from the internet or you can look for the by default one which is easily available on your machine under the John the Ripper software. So let's see what are the different file options that we have. The common one that you are easily find it is password.lst, and then there is one more called rockq.txt. These are the by default word list that you can easily able to get it from here. So let's see that if you're gonna use password.list, and once we will gonna click OK on top of it, it will gonna start cracking the password for us. It will gonna take somewhere about 2 to 3 minutes sometime, and you will be able to see that the 12345 6, the password but we have put it on the text file, it easily decode that password for you into the human readable form. The same thing will gonna work for any PDF protected file, any zip, any WinRAR. So thank you for it.
Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Today let's see that how we can create new user and verify our present working directory and who is currently logged in on our machine. In order to check who is currently logged in on your machine, the command is who am I, and it will gonna show you this is the current user who is logged in on your machine. Similarly, if you want to check your current present working directory, the command for that is pwd, and it will gonna show you that my current working directory is my home/jk. Suppose if we want to change it /home this one, and if I'll type this command pwd, you will be able to see that the present home working directory changed from jk to desktop. Now let's see that how we can add a new user. In order to add new user, the command is user add. And if you have any issues, you can always go with the help command. It will gonna show you what are the different syntax your user add command supports. So let's see if we want to add a new user. The command for that is user add. And if you just want to add a new user, the command would be just user add. If I'm gonna create a new user called Z, it give me an error because I'm not logged in as a root account. In order to log in as a root account, you can just say sudo or run the same command with the administrative privilege. Just put sudo in front of your command, and it will gonna ask you for the root password. And once you do that, it will automatically create a new user with the account name Z. Currently, we didn't set up any password. Another way of doing it, where we are setting up the username and password together, is sudo user add the new account say Y, If I want to put the password as 1234, it will gonna create the new account with the password called 1234. Let's see if we want to switch to our account Y. In order to do the switch account is SUY, which says switch user. It asking me for the password, and if I'm putting the correct password, it will gonna show me that I will log in as Y. Looks like I make some changes here. 1234, and if it's good, it usually let you log in. Uh, and you will be able to see that here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's see today that how we can configure the new user account and how we can verify in our etc passwd file. This is the file where we do have all our username records are there. So let's go ahead and create a new user. In order to do that, the command is uh, user add, and if I want to create a new account called P with a password called 1234. I just need to put sudo command in front of it because I'm not logged in as a root account, and it will gonna let me create. Now let's see that currently if you go back to your file called VIETC pass, I'm just typing it wrong, etc passwd, and you will be able to see that at the bottom of it, it have created a new user called P. It also shows you what is its current home directory and what is the shell in which has been created. It shows you the PID as well of these accounts. Let's see that if currently you are not able to see any new account, let's go ahead and create a new account and verify that the same is coming up here or not. So let's create a new account, one more account called J, and go back to the passwd file and be able to see that at the very bottom there is a new account that has been created with the J, with the new PID and the new home and shell. So that's the way we usually create a new account and verify in our passwd file. It's a very important file to verify your user account and the other details. There is another option as well that you can go ahead and create the user using the GUID option, GUI option as well. Let's go to settings, and there is an option to add a user. Just select this one, and it's pretty much the simple thing that you have to unlock it first because you have to log in as a root account. Once you logged in as a root account, you do have an option to create a new user. Let's see that if you want to click here, it gives you an option. Let's say the new account I want to create is OP, and you want to give that particular user as the administrator access. If you want to, just select this one. If not, just disable this. You want that you want to set up the password, then specify it here, or if you want the user specify it himself, you can leave this option over here. Now, if it's an enterprise login, then you have to specify it over here with the domain and the user credentials. Once you fulfill all these things, you can create a new account either the locally or in the domain level. Thank you.
Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Let's see today that how we can create a new user and how we can verify about that user detail. In order to add a new user, the command is user add, and if you want to just add a user, just put that user account detail is say if I'll say the account is HJ, just press enter. I just need to go ahead and make sure that I do have an administrative privilege in order to do that. And once you press enter, it will gonna automatically ask me for the root account password, and if I'll pass it that correct, it will gonna create a new account. Similarly, you can create an account with a password enable as well. In order to do that, you can press a command along with this one -p. It will gonna give you an option to set up the password. and whatever you will gonna type, it will be in the readable format. So if I'll say the new password is 123445, it will gonna automatically, okay, so because it's saying that there is a new account already available, so JL, so it will automatically create a new account for me. In order to verify about the account details, there is a file called etc/passwd. If you enter this one, you will be able to see at the very bottom that there are new account has been created and what are their home directory is, what's their current shell are, and what is their PID number. All this information you can get it from here itself. Similarly, there is an option to create the new account by the GUI format. In order to do that, just go to settings. In the settings, just type user, and it will gonna pop up the first option called users. Over here, you first have to unlock and make sure that you do have an admin privilege in order to make the changes in the user account. And at the very bottom, it will gonna show you who's currently logged in, what their password is, and you will see what are the different accounts what we have created on this machine. And let's go ahead and create a new account using our GUI format. Let's say add user, and I'll say the new account name is UU. There's an option that if you want to give the administrative access to that user, you can select this option, and it do have the admin privilege by default. There are two more options at the bottom. If you want to set up the password that the user will set up its own password at the time of login, you doesn't need to specify any password. If you want to set up a password, you can select this one and select the password detail from here. Similarly, at the bottom, if you are setting up your Linux machine for your enterprise domain, just select this one, provide the domain credentials along with the username and the password, and click add. If everything verify with your domain architecture, you will be able to add a new user in your Linux machine. Thank you.
Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Let's see today that how we can use the touch command and how we can edit a file in the Linux platform. In order to do that, let's go back and create a new file by using the touch command. So suppose the command is, we want to create a new file called ABCD. So we have to say touch space ABCD, and it will gonna create a new text file on our desktop. In the January folder on our desktop. Now, if we want to edit that particular file, there are multiple editors available like GI, VI, and many more like Nano. The common one that what I usually use is called VI. So let's say VI space ABCD, and it will gonna open that particular text file. Now, if you want to write anything, just type I command, and it will gonna change the mode to insert. Now let's say my name is Jitin. If I want to type this one, I'll just gonna say I want to save this particular thing in my text file. Just press escape followed by colon WQ. It means write and quit, and press enter. The moment you do that, it will gonna save that file. And once that is done, let's verify that if we are able to see what is inside the ABCD. There is a command for that called cat command. Type ABCD, sorry, cat ABCD, and you will be able to see that there is output coming up from our file. Thank you.